scrapbookers, how are you? So I'm Katie Scott, and today we're going to be making this page. It is based on a sketch by Amy Kingsford, which was in one of the Masterful Scrapbook Design Issues product play. And what I'm playing with today is I've made a whole bunch of my own kits according to theme, and so part of the reason this video is going to be kind of longer is that I'm also showing you how I'm arranging the kits and how I'm arranging them, but then also how I'm using them, and also how I'm, like, at the end of this making the page, cleaning off my desk. So, like, clear slate and everything goes back to where it was, which is how I like I used to always clean my desk after every single page. And then lately, like over the past year, I've kind of been into letting my desk become a mess over like 20 pages and then putting it all away. But honestly, having a messy desk stresses me out. I don't mind if something is in a mess within a container. Like, for example, this is this little container that I have on my desk with all my supplies that I use a lot. But it's a mess inside of it, but it's just one little container and it's all contained. So I like messes within, I like contained messes. So I show a lot about my organization process, specifically related to making your own scrapbooking kits. So for this page, I used my boy embellishment kit and paired that with my school patterned paper kit. So because I've made kits that include like the embellishments, but I don't always have to go for the school embellishments with the school paper. So that's going to make my scrapbooking, I think, a little more fun because I can mix and match like the themes of the pattern paper with the themes of the embellishments. Yeah, I think that's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. So get your supplies, and this page calls for one photo, and you're going to need a bunch of different pattern papers and some embellishments. Okay, go get your stuff and let's get started. Hey scrapbookers, so it's the next day and I still have this picture on my desk, and we're going to be making a really quick page with this. I do have some letter stickers that, and Mac's here with me. We're on a homeschooling break. And he's being nice and quiet, and Jessie's here too, and she's chewing a bone. So we're going to be working with this picture. I have these letter stickers, which aren't in a kit, but I just bought them and I really like them, so I've been using them a lot. I have one sticker sheet here, but other than that, I'm going to be working with the kits that I've made. So I made some embellishment kits, and they're just in metal bins that are right next to me. And these two are boy themed, so I'm going to be using those. And then I also have like pattern paper that's boy themed, but instead of picking the boy themed paper, I picked the school themed paper instead. So that way, like, one of the things I really like to do in scrapbooking is mix different styles. Like, I like to mix like antique-y looking things with modern looking things. So that way I can still do that. I can pull like a modern embellishment set with an antique paper or vice versa. And I think that's going to be fun and versatile. So, and Mac's here and he wants to say hello.
Hello.
Hello. So, okay. So we're going to, I'm going to turn on some more lights and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. And I'm going to be using this sketch, which is, it was part of the creative team's assignment for Get It Scrapped. And so the assignment was for January. So this should be coming out in, there should be a blog post in February, so pretty soon over at Get It Scrapped. And that is a page that was based on Amy Kingsford's page, which was in the product play issue of Masterful Scrapbook Design. So I think that I am going to make this an 8.5 by 11 sheet. So let's pick pattern paper first. So this was about how we went with my son's friend to watch the movie Big Hero 6. So I'm just gonna try to figure out which paper I might like to use. I kind of like this paper because it was kind of an invention, you know, the movie was about making inventions. I like this paper just because. So maybe those are two good choices. Although I would like one of the papers to be paper that I can write on, and neither one of those papers could I do that. So that's probably, I probably won't use both of those. I do have some sticker sheets and stuff like that in here, so I'm just going to put those to the side. Oh, here we go. Here's a notebook paper, so that's a contender. And this paper is a ledger paper, but I don't especially want the owl on there, so that could be a contender too. And what I really should do is, I really think that if you like something a little bit, that's a good time to just grab it. But I just kind of wanted to see what I had in this kit. I made a whole bunch of kits over the past couple of nights. And so much that I'm like, oh, I don't really like making kits anymore. But I really like, so this is pattern paper, but I think the letters go well with the title of the movie. So those I will pull. And so I think I'm just going to pull those 4 pieces. I'm going to pull this one too. It has airplanes, and I like that. Paper airplanes. I think it's really cute. Okay. And then this I think is 8.5 by 11. Let me just measure that. So that's gonna, I'm not gonna use that piece of paper, but that's gonna be the size of my paper. So that's a good place to start. So let's just pull these. And then the rest of these I'm gonna just immediately put back into my little sleeve here. And then I have a bin right on my desk where I used to keep just like a whole big stack of pattern paper, but now that's where I'm going to keep these little packs while I'm using them. So it just keeps everything like a whole lot neater, I think. Okay, so I'm thinking that the numbers are going to be this side of the page, and then the ledger, some of this ledger will be the other side of the page. So I need, yeah, this needs to be 11 long and probably 4 wide. So 11 long and 4 wide. Okay, so then the interesting thing becomes, well, I guess, yeah, when I get the scraps, then they can just go right back into the sleeve. So I'm not going to, yeah, I can still put it away. It's right there. But that's when I'm putting things away, they're just going right back into the sleeve. Actually, that's really, I like that. I think that's going to be super convenient. Okay, and then this side, I think I'm just going to take this whole sheet. So this will be the background sheet. And I'm going to make this, this is going to go like this. Oh, I don't want the frog, and I don't want the, that squiggle on the bottom. So I'm going to make this 11 and then by 8.5. I really think I'm going to like this system. Okay. Well, if I cut it here, I'm going to cut some of that owl off, so I'm going to cut it a little bit less than that. And then I'll have to recreate the size. And then, yeah, I'm cutting the frog in half. It's okay. It's kind of cute, though. Maybe I'll just leave that hanging out. It doesn't really look like a frog anymore. And then the bits are going right back into that sleeve. So the scraps, the, school themed scraps will just stay right in there. So that's cool. I kind of like the frog now. I think I'm going to put him upside down this way because I think that's cute. Because it almost looks a little bit like that Big Hero 6. So the papers are kind of going to overlap like this. And I am going to go ahead and get them adhered right now, just so that that's no longer a question. And I'm going to do that, I think, with just some, I have my little bin here. This is something I keep on my desk all the time, full of scissors and different kinds of adhesives. Just going to use some glue. What do they call that? Hey, Mackie?
Yeah, sorry.
Can you please mute that?
I did.
So we started homeschool today with history, which I love, instead of oops, I didn't get that exactly correct. We usually start homeschool with math because my friend on the Get It Scrap Creative team, Christy Strickler, who also homeschools her son, suggested that, you really have to do 1 solid hour of math a day. So we usually do math right away. And
Because we don't like it.
because you don't like math?
No.
He says he doesn't like math.
I don't know anybody who does like math.
So I want to just tape this down with regular tape on the back, but I think my tape has walked away from my scrapbooking room. Imagine that. So I might not be able to do that, but if you tape it on the back or just smooth it down, you could even use some washi tape, that's going to make it less likely to catch on other stuff. So I'll just use some of this. Actually, I don't have a ton of that left, so I don't want to waste it. This is some different washi tape. Normally I just use regular tape, but my tape walks. My tape and my scissors. So what were you saying, Mac? You like math or you don't like math?
Don't.
He doesn't like math, but I'll tell you what, you have come a long way in math. Yes. In the last month. So we started homeschooling like a month ago, and a lot of some of just the basic math, like if you add 8 plus 4 or 8 times 6, those were like kind of what he would have to just think about that for a second. And we've really come a long way in making that more automatic. I actually really like that side. The opposite side came out cute, huh? And I think I'm going to use this on the front. Let me just look at that sketch. Because part of the movie was kind of like it's called like San Fran Tokyo. What was it called?
San Fran Tokyo.
San Fran Tokyo. And San Fran what? Tokyo. And this just kind of reminds me of like maybe something you might find in this, like the packing tape. Kind of just gives you that feel. So I haven't put my washi tapes into the kits. I just keep those in my Raspog cart that's right next to my work area. And that works really well for me. Okay, I like how that looks actually. It's cute, right? It is cute. Let me see how I'm doing in time. Okay, I'm going to pause. Hold on. Oh, no, I just paused to so it's easier to upload to YouTube. Okay, so next up is the sketch, and it's a lot of layering. The journaling's up here. I can do that afterwards. The title's going to be over here, and then there's going to be like this whole cluster. So I almost want to build the cluster kind of off the page, and then we will go back to it. So let's choose a couple of papers that are going to go behind the photo, and then we'll add in some embellishments. And like, I think this was in the school pack, and I think the tickets are great because they are, we went to a movie and you get tickets, so I think those are going to work. But first I just want a couple of pattern papers. And one thing I haven't done yet is, yeah, he's like, oh, that's pretty boring, Mom. So I might look to, if in some of my embellishment sets, I've added in the 6x6 paper pads, and in some of them I haven't gotten to that yet. So I'm going to quick look at my pattern paper pack, my 6x6 pattern paper pack, and see if there's anything that I want to add in, like that's really deliberately boy. So that's not, hold on. Let's just move these out of the way for just a second. Those aren't. Then I've put all of my, these move around, my 6x6 pads. They're underneath my desk now in this little basket, so they're easy to pull up. And I don't think I have any that are specifically boy themed. That's kind of schoolish or travel. But I don't think I have a boy. There's another school one. So I think I will pull the school one and put that in with my school pattern paper. So if I had my embellishment pack here, I would put that in with the embellishment pack, but I think it'll fit just fine into the sleeve that I had for the school. So the things that are themed, I want to start keeping together, because otherwise, like, you don't really need them in other places, or I don't. I don't. Okay, so I don't see anything here that reads like, oh, this is boy. The other ones that I might pull out of here at some point are like an obviously travel one, or like this is very girl. There's some retro themes in here that I might pull out. But other than that, like, I might just leave them in here because they're handy. But I didn't find, what I wanted to find that I was looking for was to get some layers. So let's pick some layers. And should I match that to the embellishments? That's kind of a question. Let's pick that out first. So one of the embellishments I might like to use is this Boys Rule and this orange color. So even though I've got red on there, I like the red and the orange. So let's choose an orange that's going to match. It's really not a true orange. It's more like a red orange. And so as I open these up, then I won't keep the clamshell in here because this is going to bulk up my embellishments. I'm going to just put this in a, and some of these I might I might just put it in a plastic envelope that like other products come in, but this is like the clamshell. Do you know what I'm talking? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to, but I might like to just keep some of the back of this packaging just because that kind of shows me what's in that pack, so I can know what, I can know what the contents of it are, but otherwise I'll throw away that rest of the packaging. Okay, so still looking for, so I just kind of wanted to get a feel for the reds and the oranges. Okay, oh, I like all that stuff. There's that. Oh, that looks more red. That's so funny because on the packaging it really looks orange, but in actuality it looks very red. Oh, and it really goes nicely. It's very cool. Okay. So I'm thinking what I want for the paper layers are gonna be very neutral. They might just be these that I had already pulled. So that works. So I'm gonna put the rest of my 6x6 away. I'm not going to use those. Okay. So let's just I'm just trying to see her arrangement here. I think it probably something like this looks like. I haven't looked at her original picture. I don't know if it's like the whole picture, but I'm going to frame that so it's, I'm just going to cut it. I'm not even going to paper trim that. It's going to go like this. And then what I'm going to do is start sticking this down as I'm going. So these are going back with the other paper. And I just need some adhesive here. And that almost looks too big. Right? I have a tendency to make my layers way too big. But there's, I think I like that layer. It kind of doesn't go with the sketch. It's a little too big, but I think I'm okay with that. There's one layer, and then she's got two more layers. So like a square here and a square here. So I like the idea of this brown paper bag as one of the squares. So I think I'll cut that 4x4 because my picture is 4x4. Oops. I'll get my rhythm with this. I will. It's going to be good. I think I'm going to like this new system. And then the other one, I think I would like to use a little bit of this. So let's just cut a 4x4. Let's cut it out of maybe this corner here. So we're going to do, if I put this to 8, that's going to be 4. And then 4x4. Because this movie was about inventions, so I think that will be good compatible motifs. Okay, so I'm thinking I want this one up here. And then I want this one down here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I'm not going to worry about saving every bit because I could cut the cute bits. I really am tempted to. You know I am. I can't help it. And I also want to do that thing where Celeste Smith does, where she really just leaves like 1/8 of an inch out. But then I'm going to miss a lot of this, so I might just cut that down a little. I really like that pie. Yeah, I'm going to do the thing I just said I wasn't going to do. I want to keep this little pie thing because I think it's adorable. So I'll just go back with the other scraps. And then this one can go I know, I'm so goofy. But I wanted to get these layers, or these kind of numbers in here. So it wasn't, you know what I'm trying to say. It wasn't really turning out. I wasn't getting enough interesting stuff at the edge there. Oops. So that didn't work. So I'm just going to tape this kind of over, or maybe under. I like these numbers because like they're tweens, and those are, you know, tween kind of numbers there. 12, 10, 8, 6. Okay, now I'm getting a little more fussy than I would like to be. So I am now annoyed with myself. But I put the tape on there a little prematurely. Whoops. Man, I have dog hair in this tape. So my dogs don't shed like or my dogs. I used to have dogs. Now we have dog. But we used to have labs, and they shed like crazy. And then now we have, so now I'm sitting. This, hold on. I just paused because it's easier to upload. I think I've mentioned that. I can probably stop telling you about it. But, and I say too much. And I also say like too much. Oh boy, do I. I listened to, myself talking on one of these videos, and I was like, oh, I say like a lot. See, I just said like. Like. I say it way too much. Okay, so I was just standing, just in case you care, and now I'm sitting, and I really think if you have a counter height table like I used to, scrapbooking goes way faster. So if you want to increase your speed, which is one of my goals, because I used to be fast and I'm not as fast as I used to be. But if speed is one of your goals, then I think it's going to go down here a little. Yeah, that's approximately where I want that to be. So I am going to start to tape this whole thing down, but not so much that I can't do some layers. Okay. So I don't want the brown to be so lined up with that tape, that washi tape. I think it's going to go approximately here. So last night, my husband started practicing. Just like I'm practicing scrapbooking here. Oh, I really messed that up. Oh well. He started practicing. He's gonna play for like a live audience in a fancy bar. It's kind of like it's an old restaurant downtown, and like I think the restaurant section of it is pretty fancy. Like we looked at the pictures of it, and we hadn't been there, but downtown St. Pete's gotten pretty fancy over the last couple of years. I've been here since 1988 when I graduated from high school, and downtown St. Pete was not fancy when I moved here, but has gotten fancy since, like really in the last several years, I don't know, 5 to 10 years, it's gotten a whole lot fancier. It's very exciting. Okay, title is going to go here. She doesn't have any kind of large embellishment, but I almost like this large embellishment here. And then maybe my title, or maybe I don't have a title. That's possible. But I think I like the rocket here. Let's see if I want to tuck it under the photo. I really love the rocket. Rocket is awesome. Yeah, I think it's going to go over the photo just a little bit. And it's cool that it's transparent, because then you can see that it is, it's, oh, where am I going to put my tape? I don't know. But you can see the airplanes, the like paper airplanes. I like that juxtaposition. How's that for a vocabulary word? How to tape this down? I don't know. I almost think like if I used one of those kind of glue-bery dots right under here, it would make sense. So I'm getting up and going to my, this is what I'm talking about. It's adhesive, permanent adhesive dots, so they're going to be clear. So you have to be real good about not getting my fingerprint on there, and also not getting any dog hair, and finding one that's like actually a circle. So, okay. So I'm starting to feel like this is too long and fussy. But I also feel like, I think I like this new process that I'm developing here. And I've been scrapbooking for a long time. And I think it is, yeah, that works. Ha ha ha. It's important to, even if you have processes that you like and that are working, that you like change them up. Or if you're like me and you like change, which I do, I like variety. I don't like the same thing over and over again. That drives me crazy. But if you like the same thing, you know, and if it's not broke, don't fix it. Go for it. Do the same thing the whole time. But if you're like me and you like variety, then I think I'm going to keep those out. Those worked really well. So I do have like a drawer full of adhesives in my Helmar that I kind of go to, and I can talk. I go to a lot less. These are some of them, but I think these work for the Vellumish. Yeah, they're vellum embellishments. Dump the embellishments out to figure out what else do we want to put. Oh, there's like tiny little, there are a lot of little tiny small ones, like little bitty stars all over the place. They're so cute. Now I can't look at my, what do you call it anymore, because it's on the other side of that. And I'm losing my voice because we read, so when we do history, we kind of, either I'll read or, awesome. I like that. Maybe the awesome goes there. So she did have her title down there, so that could work. What do you think? Kind of. Do we like it there? Maybe, maybe not. How about here? I think up there is better. I'm not gonna, so maybe that was December, was it? I have one that says December. I don't think all of the dates of the month, or all of the dates of the, all of the months of the year. Yeah, it was December. Ha! I can't use it. All of the months of the year I don't think are in there. Maybe they are. Oh, you know how I can tell? They are, because they're on here. Cool. So, I don't know about adhesives. Stick you back on there. But I'm going to use the double stick tape for this one and then this one. Okay, so I read all morning, so my voice is going a little. But we had good cooperation, and yesterday, I hammered math. Like, it was math, so much. Because it wasn't hard math. It was just that I want him to get faster with his basic skills. So I was giving him all sorts of drills, and he was like, oh, this is getting really tedious, Mom. But anyway, so today I started with history, which I love history. So much fun. And he liked it too. We learned about the Paleolithic, which is the Old Stone Age, the Mesolithic, which is the Middle Stone Age, and the Neolithic, which is the New Stone Age. Did you know that? I don't think I knew that. Like, I don't think I did. So now I'm just playing with these embellishments, just kind of figuring out, like, where do I want stuff. And remember I had the, I'd say remember, just so I can remember as well. Remember I have those tickets, too, that I wanted to smush in there. So I don't want to go too wild crazy with these, but I really like these. So I'm kind of doing this, like, triangular thing of the visual triangle of blue. better before. And so he liked it. Like, it was cool because, like, there were some parts where I would think, oh, he stopped paying attention. And then he would ask a question that was, like, actually pretty smart and, you know, relevant to what we were talking about. So that was cool. And then we got a little bit of his handwriting done. And when we get back from the break, it'll be time for math. Okay, this one says 3, and there's 3 of them, so I'm going to add that just because it's fun. And that one I will add with this circle thing, this circle adhesive. So the homeschooling, we've been doing it for a month now. Well, yeah, 3 weeks. 3 weeks of January, and now we're into the first. So this will mark the month of it. And I love it. I think it takes me away a lot more than I thought it would. But I was warned. I mean, I have this friend named Kelly who, her husband is a doctor who, and she works with her husband in his office, kind of as the office manager. But she's been homeschooling her daughter, or her daughters actually, for the last, I don't know, several years, I want to say. And so I've talked to her about whether to homeschool a lot, and I think I'm going to add stars, but add them at the end after I do the journaling. Okay, one more little of that thing, and then maybe one more over here. So I'm no longer, like, Amy's sketch got me started, but now I'm changing things up according to what I want to do. Now I want to do almost like one more blue down here. And I keep forgetting that I have the embellishments. I want something kind of way dark blue down there. Like that, I think. Or maybe under. Let's just see. Yeah, it's going to go under like that, I believe. So I go through, like, I'll start telling you something, and then I interrupt my own thought process. Yeah. So I was telling you way before about my husband practicing with Miss Katie, which is really awesome. She was the preschool music teacher when my kids were little, and so she used to, and then we had a live-in nanny for a while when the kids were really small, and it actually was Mac's teacher from preschool. And so he would, I guess he invited Katie over once, and then, yeah, it just became like a jam session, like a lot of times at our house when the kids were really small, and it was really a lot of fun. Do I want that thing there? Do I? I don't know. I think it actually goes like this, right? It doesn't, does it go like that? I don't know how it's supposed to go. Maybe we'll just skip that. Okay, now I'm thinking about journaling, so I'm no longer thinking about whatever the heck I was just telling you. Sorry. I'll get back to it, though. It comes around, and then sometimes I forget, but sometimes it comes all the way back around. That's what drives my husband kind of crazy about like when I have a conversation with my sister or my aunt. We're really good at doing that, like bring it all the way around, and then bring it back. Okay. Yeah, we do that. It happens. in here, see all of these are in clamshells, these boys roll. And when I was putting together the kits, I wasn't caring about that too much. But now, well, I have you, and I'm trying to speed scrapbook, which I'm not being all that speedy, but I kind of want to take these all out, I think, and put them in, one little thing. So a plastic sleeve, so that way it's not so bulky. What I'm talking about will become apparent in just a second. It will have a baby. Just kidding. A parent. Get it? Haha. So funny. Not. Just ask my kids. I'm not funny. So these are just some old packages. And so I like to just, if they're cut off like this at the top, I don't need that identifier of what it is anymore. So cut that off, throw it away. But then I can put the things from here into that little sleeve. And if it's not at the top, if it's not, if it doesn't have like something to nail it down with or something sticky, you know, like this one has the sticky still on it. See that? So I can reseal it. This one doesn't, so I just folded it down, and then I can just use some washi tape to be the thing that, so it'll be like that. Yep. Oh, I can talk. I was telling you about Mesolithic, Neolithic. You want to know? I'll get back to that now. So there's 3 parts of the Stone Age. And the way that you can remember them is the P is like for past. So that's going to be the Paleolithic. And then M for middle. That's the Mesolithic. And then N for new, the Neolithic. And so we read all about that. And we've been reading about like Cro-Magnon and Neanderthals and Australopithecines. Like, remember Lucy? She was an Australopithecine, which means like she was 3.5 feet high, and she started using tools. And what's really funny is we just watched that movie Lucy, but with Scarlett Johansson, which I think I might use those, maybe. Oh, you know what? These are divided into numbers and letters. So I'm going to keep the numbers in one little envelope and the letters in another one. But I don't think these are actually going onto this page. But this one will be the one for the numbers. So if they've already done the work of separating those out for you, keep them separate. But the reason why I'm taking them out of the packaging is so that it'll be less bulky. So then I can just go cut the packaging so I still know what it is. And I'm going to, yep, that makes sense. Yeah, I've started 50 conversations. And I don't do that. When we're homeschooling, I keep a little, you know, like what my dad used to do when I talked to him on the phone is a little, like, this is what we're going to be talking about. Sort of an itinerary. So if we get off topic, which we do, but which is also like shows me he's thinking, which is good. But then I know, okay, back to the topic. I have it all written down. It's fun. I like put together lesson plans. It is fun. That is cute. That top part there. So I don't think I'm going to use this part of the packaging. Oh gosh, 19 minutes, hold on. But this is just, so I don't think I'm going to use this, but it's a nice little like identifier of the kit. So if I had a stapler, if I had a hammer, I might even staple it like way up here. But I don't have one handy. I should put one in here. But I think I'll just put it in. Oh, you know what I could do probably? I don't know if this will work. But just like tape to this side of it. And then tape it like this. So then I kind of can see, even though, oh, that's upside down. So I'm going to tape it so it's going to be right side up when it goes over. So when I shut it, then I'm like, okay, that's what that kit's about. So sometimes the packaging that you get, especially like with a collection pack, it's really useful because then it like gives you a color scheme or it gives you a theme. So there's my theme. So like instead of making a label, I can just look at that and be like, oh, that's great. Are we still going? Yeah. Okay. Man, I talk a lot. Yeah, so the next part of the day will be more about math. And I should get going. I wasn't going to go this long. And then I start blah, 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 blah. So I don't need to cut that out again. But I want to keep the numbers and the letters separate. These are the letters. Okay. Keeping the letters separate. Hold on a second. So I scrapbook on my videos in real time so that you can see, like, and I include, where did those go? Some of like the, oh, here they are. Some of the organization bits so that you can see how long, like, the page really takes. Because it's not just about, like, making a scrapbook layout isn't just about, ta-da, there it is, it's done. I mean, that's fun too, but it's also about, you know, all the stuff you kind of do beforehand. So I have this package from a lot of those chipboard embellishments, actually, which I could put those in here, but I think they're doing fine loose. So I'm not going to put those in there even though that's what's in there. But it's nice to have this picture of what's in there so then I know what's in there. But so the letters are going to go into this side of it. Yes. I really think I like this system. It's going to take a little bit of tweaking. And then I also think that this system is going to make it easier to purge because then you can be like, well, look at how much Halloween stuff I have. Do I really need all this? Like if it's all in one place, instead of like everything is arranged by type and then you don't really know how much Halloween stuff you have. But if it's all in one space, so there's those letters. And then I'm just going to tape this to this part of it. So labeling is still kind of important. You want to know, like, what is that thing? And then this label is going to go, this is going to go for those things. I know, you're like, just get on with it, please, lady. Stop talking about random things like Australopithecines. It's fun though. I love history. I do. And I don't think I ever did, or if we ever did that in my history classes growing up, I wasn't paying attention. I really wasn't. I just knew like cavemen were Fred Flintstone. Anyway, so Charlie, back to the Charlie part, my husband is going to be performing on Saturday night. So Miss Katie came over Monday night and they practiced and she was like, you sound great, you know, ready to go for Saturday night. I'm going to tell him that you're coming and it's definitely on. And then my husband was like, oh, wait. I think I need some more practice. So, like, he was like, I don't know if I'm ready. We're going to need more weeks of training. And I was like, why don't you just have her come over one more night this week, and then you'll be ready. And so that's what she did last night. But then they played forever. And I was like, I wanted to say, okay, wrap it up. But I just let him go. And this morning, that says to the rescue on the bottom. I'm going to keep that. It's cute. And so, anyways, he feels prepared now, which is good. But last night was a little rough because I love, like, they play really, like, I like hearing them. I think they are great and they sound good, but they play for like from 6 to 10:30, really loud in the house, and I was like, oh my god, I don't know if I can, but I stayed up to here in the room and I made the kits, so I don't need these. I'm not going to use those on the page anymore. Stop saying Okay, so I am going to put these in. But they practiced and practiced and practiced so long. So now he feels ready, which is great. But it did, oh, I remember why I wanted to keep these out. Because I wanted to use the little stars from this kit. Because there's tiny little stars. Okay. It's all coming back now. So these I'll just keep all over here until I'm ready to use them, and then they're going to go into a little sleevey thing. I know, shut up. And then I'm also thinking, okay, blah. And so isn't this funny? Like, it's funny because I'm laughing almost at myself. Because one of the things I'm doing is I've limited my supplies, which is awesome. But then I'm like, oh, there's so many, like, appropriate things for this page. So I almost have, like, more options than normal. Because usually I might have just found one of these things to go on the boy-themed page. But when you have them all together, it's almost like, oh, I could use this, and I could use this. And then I want to use all of the things. Isn't that funny? It's funny to say it's funny. Yeah, it's funny. Okay. So I was going to use these tickets, and I'm almost thinking this is yeah, I want to use everything, which I can't do. But she had a bunch of things like kind of sticking out here and there. So that's what I'm trying to kind of accomplish here. And I do not think that's the right place for that. It's going to be like maybe down here. Seems too big. Yes, it does. Okay, so these tickets, these stickers, I don't really feel like they're the right size. But these tickets, see, now I have like more options because I have like all these tickets. Isn't that funny? It's funny. Oh, yes, it is. But these are going to match these embellishments because they're from the same line. So now I'm afraid that I'm boring you. Because I am. I'm boring. I'm getting to bore myself at this point. And I want to look at her sketch again, but it's underneath, and so I'm not going to. Okay, that's not working. And now I forgot what I was saying. Sorry. Australopithecines, band camp, homeschool, and my voice is cracking. And what else was I telling you? Had a point. Organization of scrapbooking supplies. Calvinball is coming. I'm gonna go see Debbie Hodge soon. So I need to start planning that trip. She just sent me an email and she was like, when are you leaving my house? Because we have our own, they've got their vacation, their spring break will be coming up after mine. We don't actually have a spring break, but we've, I grew up in New England, and we always had 2 spring breaks, and I always thought it was so stupid that the Florida kids only have 1 spring break. It doesn't seem good or fair, and so we've created our own spring break. Which we usually take at the end of January or the beginning of February, which also coincides with my son's birthday. So he's going to be 13. So the other thing I need to do, my gosh, I can't believe I haven't done it, is I need to get the invitations out for his birthday party, which he's finally told me I can go ahead and schedule. Yay. Okay, I'm going to give up on whatever the heck I thought I was telling you before, because I've now completely forgot it. That happens. It's okay. But I think I like this new little system. And I guess what I was saying like way before was, it's great to have systems and know about your systems, that they will evolve and change. And even if so if you're somebody who likes variety and change, build that into your process. Because if you keep doing, with me, if I keep doing the same thing over and over, that's going to feel pretty stagnant after a while, and I'm going to lose interest. So I need to, make it difficult for myself every once in a while. Yes, I do. Okay, I'm getting close to being at the point where I feel good and done. I'm thinking that I would like to add some dimensional embellishments. So I do have these. And a lot of these seem to have to do with the game instead of some of these are really cool. Look at the cute little robot. Man, that stuff's cute. It's really adorable. I want to make 50 pages with this stuff. Boys rule. Awesome. So that's more stuff from that same line. But I don't think I need it. Yeah, I think it's almost more challenging because I've limited my supplies. But because I've limited them, and now I know, or now they're very appropriate. Oh, thumbs up. That'll work perfectly. Because, it's a movie. Yeah, that works just fine. So, should it go here, here, I almost want to put it down there, but I think it's got to go here. I was trying to smush it down so it's not as dimensional. Oh, and then the stars. Then the journaling, then the stars. I'm having a hard time getting that back in. All right, I'm sorry. I know I dropped some of my trains of thought there. So this one, because it started to get cut up, I'm not going to put that back into a bigger, no. Anyways, I just cut it down. It's going back in here. There you go. Alrighty. Now I'm getting very annoyed with how long this is taking, because this was supposed to be speed scrapbooking, but I'm like kind of adding in the organization bit. But I wanted to say, like, the organization bit is part of it, right? You can't just say, oh, I got that page done in 7 minutes, because there's a lot more that goes in. Just looking for something to write on. I don't feel tardy. Give me something to write on. My husband's always saying that. Okay. David Lee Roth. Remember? Okay. Okay, so there's my journaling, and I did that on the camera because somebody asked, like, how long does it take, and do you write it out before? And no, I don't, and I just write it. Hold on just a sec. It's going to be the longest speed scrapbooking video ever. But yeah, I just write it. I kind of think about what I want to say, and then I run out of space, and then I'm not really able to get it, because once I start, then I can keep going forever. But so what I wanted to say is really about this new friend that my son has. So we were delighted to have Christopher come for a sleepover for the first time. Allison was amazed by his ability to talk all the way to the movies. It reminded me of Grandma Grace. Mac is happy to have a good new friend. P.S. We all love the movie Friday Night 2014. And it says December up there, so I didn't put that. So that's the finished page. Ta-da! That is awesome. That was fun. Should I put anything more in there? I could, but should I? I think just maybe a little bit more yellow. Let's see if I could do this. I think I like that. Oh, the stars. My stars. When I was in middle school, I had a home ec teacher who said, "My stars." I lived in Maine, but she was from the South, so so anyways, my stars reminds me of her. Let's get some of these stars on the page. Do I really need them? No, but I think, like, why not? It's about a movie, it's about space, it's about friends and boys, and stars work great as a boy motif. But I don't want it to, like, compete with my clusters. I just kind of want it to, like, add to them a little, you know? You know. You know what I'm saying. You get it. Man, then I really need to get back to math. Math. Yes, math. So in math, we're doing like we're going over stuff that he needs to speed up on. And then we're also doing algebra, which I like more than I remembered. Like, it's not so bad. I don't know, right? The 16-year-old me would be like, "Are you crazy?" Okay, I'm having trouble with these stars. Why am I having trouble? I don't know. I just am. So if I'm having trouble with them, I'm going to do that thing where I just skip them. I'm just going to leave the 2 down there and call it done. That is all. You want to see me bag these things up? That'll be so interesting, right? No. So I'm almost wondering if I should keep these in the little clamshells. These are a little difficult to corral, which makes for, I think that's part of why, like, keeping embellishments is kind of difficult, is they're all different shapes and sizes, and, you know, it just makes it hard a little bit. So I was going to put them in this, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get just a bigger, so it's good to have just a variety of like those packaging envelopes. So whenever you take your stuff out of a package, then just hold on to it, because then you'll have a place to, you know, if you just hold on to this stuff in one place, so you're not looking all over for it, but just keep it in one place, then you will have, like, an easier time. I'm just going to go like this with it. And this is actually starting to tear at the top, which is not so good. But it's all, see, it's going to be okay, because it's going to go like this, right? So it could kind of come out the side, but I'll just tape that down. But now I can see it. And then I will tape this bit to the top. So now I can see what's in there. So it's still bulky, but a little less bulky. And then this will go all the way in here, like this. So do the embellishment, like keeping them in these envelopes, make for a little bit of extra time getting them and putting them away, yes. But overall, I think it's going to be great to just be able to pull this type of thing. And I also think that one way you could really like speed up the efficiency of all this is then if you did a whole bunch of boy pages at once, you could just pull all these out at one time and then let's do it like this. And then you would have an easier time finding everything. Yeah. So this is going to go back into that bin that's next to my desk. So I'm actually showing you the putting away stuff process. These things on my desk are going back into here. So that's put away. These are going back in the big bin, and they're actually, I'm just storing them loose, but it's fine. The adhesive dots are going back in the drawer. And my little assignment list is going back next to my computer. And then the school themed paper is going to go back in here. And now, I have a clean desk. Oops, and I have one more little thing that needs to go in. And what I probably should have is just one little, doink, one little Revere bowl for extra supplies that just kind of get cast off that aren't, like I'm not going to go open that whole thing up again, but that is my finished page. Thank you for watching, my scrapbooking friends. And if you want to see this and other pages, you can check out my blog, pardon me, Kiss and Tell Scrapbooking, or you can go over to Get It Scrapped where I post a lot of stuff too. There's free forums and galleries over there. And I've heard that some people are like, oh, there's so many digital scrapbookers here, because I guess some of them have closed down, like some of the digital shops where you could put them. But so have paper, you know, like 2P's closed too. So anyways, if you're digital or paper, you can go over there. But that's the finished page. Ta-da! Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.